You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, soap opera fans. It is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your Days of Our Lives early edition spoilers for the week of June 26th through 30th. We've got 4 huge spoilers for very important plot lines going on, and we want to bring you all this information. But first, if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives spoilers, casting news, promos, predictions, all the good stuff we bring you about your favorite NBC Peacock streaming soap opera. All right, let's dig in. The first spoiler for the week of June 26 is about Chanel Dupree leaning on Johnny DiMera for comfort. Right now, Chanel's got a couple of things going on, actually 3 or 4 things, honestly, if we think about it. She was up on that roof and traumatized and held at gunpoint and saw, crazy Colin Bedford threatening both her and her mother. And then that was hot on the heels of her finding out that her friend and, employee had betrayed her, Elia Hunter had betrayed her, and that all hurt Chanel. And then Chanel just wanted to see Colin and Talia locked up for life. And then she runs into Talia in town, and then Talia told her, she had been abused by Colin, and that's why she did all that stuff. On top of that, Chanel's stepdad, Abe Carver, remains missing next week, at least early on in the week he does. And Chanel's just upset and hurt and probably has a little bit of trauma aftershocks, and she runs into Johnny DiMera, and he is very good at comforting her. And in fact, Johnny might need a little comfort himself because he is not making a whole lot of progress with Wendy Shem. Even though she's been understanding, it definitely looks like Trip Dalton Johnson is getting the better of him in this competition to win Wendy's love. So maybe when Chanel leans on Johnny for comfort, maybe Johnny leans back. It wouldn't be the first time they had done that. So maybe they're going to re-spark. Although Talia did try to tell Chanel, I wasn't into women before, but when we were, fooling around, I kind of felt something, and it felt weird. So maybe it's time for Johnny and Chanel to get back together. And, Paulina might not hate that too much as long as he's good to her and, doesn't get possessed by the devil again. All right. Another spoiler for next week. Eli Grant has some questions for crazy nurse Whitley King. At a glance, this might sound like, oh, maybe Eli has her down at the Salem Police Department and he's interrogating her because they have found Abe and they've arrested her. But the spoilers for the week before, the week we're in right now, June 19th through the 23rd, do not sound like that Abe is found. It sounds like Whitley is still conning him and telling him lies and gaslighting him to keep him under control. So I tend to think that Eli circles back around to Whitley because she is the last person that saw Abe at the hospital before he went missing. They're treating her as a potential witness, but maybe with fresh eyes on this, Eli will see her as a potential suspect, especially if she's acting very sus. If she's being weird and, maybe he follows her home, maybe he eavesdrops, I don't know. Eli's a pretty good cop, and he might be the one to crack this case and bring the mayor back home to his wife, Paulina. We will have to wait and see. All right, another spoiler for the week of June 26. Jada and Rafe take a step forward. This is a funny one because, just reading social media, a lot of people are very lukewarm on almost any pairing that Rafe is in. The poor guy. And he has had the worst luck. He's had some good women in his life, but they always leave him. Hope Brady left him. Nicole Walker cheated on him. Rafe just cannot catch a break. Jada also has a rough road with love. Things didn't go smoothly with her and Eric Brady. So the main obstacle between Jada Hunter and Rafe Hernandez is that pesky human resources policy saying there's no fraternization at work. But because the spoilers say they move forward, either maybe they find an exception to the rule or they decide to sneak around and break the rule because they can't stand it. However, Eli Grant notices them together, notices their vibe, and reminds Rafe, that is against the rules. Y'all could both end up in a lot of trouble. All right, before we dig into our fourth and final early edition spoiler for the week of June 26th, please reach down and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives updates right here on Soap Dirt at YouTube. All right, this spoiler, I've had to, when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I have to write the word again into this spoiler because it reads just like a spoiler from the week before. It is that Harris corners Megan. So in my notes, I have Harris again corners Megan because we just saw this. And so I didn't want y'all to think, oh, they're a week behind. No, this is the official spoiler. So he's going to corner her again. I don't know. He showed up at the house and made threats to Megan, which to me seemed, I won't call it sloppy writing. I'll call it maybe Harris just isn't that bright of a bulb, because why would you show up and warn the person that you were targeting, hey, I'm targeting you? That way they'll be on high alert. And the funny thing is Megan is actually targeting Harris because she wants him re-brainwashed by Dr. Rolf so that she can have him lead her army of world domination. And so Harris coming around trying to kidnap Megan, which is his job for hire from Kate Roberts, but Harris wants her at a CIA black site forever as well. Kate's happy if he just took her off and killed her, but he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get any more blood on my hands. And he just wants to lock her away. So I wonder if this next time that he comes for Megan, if he falls into a trap that Megan has set, because of the two of them, I think we know which one is the actual genius, and it's not Harris Michaels. Okay. Share your comments below on what plots you're most looking forward to next week on Days of Our Lives, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.